top 10 clown for clown. This is KJ's list for his top 10 clown for clown boxers. Boxers that are out there doing things that they have no business doing. Boxers that are making a fool of themselves and making a fool of the damn sport. So let's get into it. Top 10 clown for clown. At the number 10 spot, we have none other than Israel Madrimov. Israel Madrimov is an offensive first fighter who fights with reckless abandon, throwing punches from all angles with no hesitation. But he got in the biggest fight of his life against Terrence Crawford, a man that was smaller than him, and he got gun shy. He wasn't concerned with landing his offense and getting his hand raised. He was concerned with making it to the 12th round and not getting knocked out. That's a clown. At the 9th spot on the clown for clown list, we have Tio Lopez, aka The Takeover. Tio Lopez has been getting called out by Keyshawn Davis, a man who put hands on Tio's father. And instead of running it with Keyshawn Davis, he's calling out Terrence Crawford in order to get knocked out and to get a big paycheck. Tio gets touched up by guys like Steve Claggett, journeyman, but he wants to go in there with one of the top pound-for-pound fighters in the world who is a larger man than him for money. And Crawford isn't even the biggest draw out there. If Tio really wanted money, he'd be trying to go fight Ryan Garcia in an exhibition. At the 8th spot on the clown for clown list, we have Gerald, Big Baby Miller. This man is one of the best, most talented heavyweights in the world, but he's also one of the best, most talented eaters in the world. He's the most talented with a fork and a knife. He's the most talented with a soda. If this man would have stayed in shape, he would be a household name and he wouldn't have ever had to use PEDs. He comes to the biggest fights in his life weighing 300 pounds or more and actually is competitive, sometimes winning like he did against Andy Ruiz. But the boxing world is done with him. He's pretty much going to be looked at as a has-been from here on out, and he will continue to get robbed because he couldn't stay in shape. Number 7 on the clown for clown list is Sha Garcia, aka Little Big Brother, the brother of Ryan Garcia. Now, first off, Sha Garcia may not be the best fighter in the world, but he is tough as nails. The reason why he made it to the clown for clown list is because he let Amado Vargas whoop his ass and do the Billie Jean dance while whooping his ass. You just don't do that. If somebody does Billie Jean at that point, you might have to pull out the Billy strap. You know what I mean? You might have to do something a little bit more than boxing. You can't get embarrassed on that level. People get their ass whooped every day. But imagine somebody whooping your ass, doing a spin, kicking their leg in the air, and grabbing their crotch. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that. At the number 6 spot on the clown for clown list is Bruce Shushu Carrington. Shushu tried to call Shakur out for his latest performance, talking about he needed to throw his hands, it was boring, and all of those things. And Shakur bounced back, calling Shushu pretty much a bum and a weight bully who was scared to fight with the big boys. Shushu's next message on Twitter wasn't, okay, well, let's meet each other in the ring, biatch. Shushu allowed a man to call him out, the same man that he was just critiquing, but wasn't really willing to go after that man, even though that would be a large step in his career. It would be the most money he ever made, and it pretty much would change his rankings on how he's seen by the viewing public. So if you're going to call somebody out that's within your weight class, I feel as though you should be ready to fight that motherfucker. Now, speaking of call-outs, at the number 5 spot on the clown for clown list, we have Floyd Scroffield. Floyd's a very good fighter, just like Shushu. But Floyd called out Shakur Stevenson. Shakur gave him an ultimatum. He said, look, if you beat, what's that boy name? Abdullah Mason. He said, if you beat Abdullah Mason, you'll get a fight with me. Floyd Scroffield never got back on that offer. So that caused you to raise an eyebrow. It's like, if you're better than Shakur, then Abdullah Mason should be nothing because Shakur is better than Abdullah. So I think Floyd was just calling Shakur out for that payday. I don't know if he believes he could truly beat Shakur, because if he did, he would have jumped in the ring with Abdullah Mason and got active. At the number 4 spot on the clown for clown list, we have the Bronze Bomber, Bomb Squad, Deontay Wilder. He made it to the clown for clown list, not for getting knocked out. We know that his time of greatness is over. That happens to all fighters. Father Time is undefeated. But he made it here for knocking out the punani of his brother's ex, his brother's fiance, and all of his brother's ex-girlfriends. Deontay Wilder has something wrong with him where he's trying to show dominance over his own brother. When the Lord has blessed you with all of that fame and money, there's no need to shit on other men, especially your kin. So Deontay was dead wrong. And a lot of these last couple of knockouts in his career, he got what was coming to him. He's made it to the 4th spot on the clown. At the number 3 spot on the clown for clown list, we have Vasily Lomachenko, aka Lomo. They tried to tell us that this man was the best thing since Ali, Ray Robinson, Floyd Mayweather, and this man is like 18-3 as a professional. But that's besides the point. That's not why he's on the clown for clown list. Anyone could lose a fight. We get it. Sometimes we think someone's going to be great. They turn out to be just very good. And some could argue Loma is still great. But the reason he's on the clown for clown list is you can't be considered that great and then you duck Tank Davis. You're 36, Tank is about to be 30. You had 400 amateur fights. You've been multiple division world champion and fought all of the best in the world, but you dunk little old Tank Davis. That's a clown in me. That's Ronald McDonald type shit. At the number 2 spot on the clown for clown list, we get into the biggest clowns of them all. We have Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia ruined the biggest fight of his life by taking PEDs and then tried to claim he didn't know that he was on them. This guy, Ryan Garcia, pretty much hasn't made the correct weight in years. He always comes in overweight. He doesn't train. He says he drinks. He also has mental problems, which isn't something to clown on, but if you have all this stuff going on, why keep trying to make big fights? You're going to get yourself hurt. And if you start using PEDs, you're going to get somebody else hurt. So Ryan Garcia is one of the biggest clowns in the sport. That's why instead of fighting for belts right now, the only thing he could do is fight exhibitions because his clown ass is suspended. And at the number 1 spot for clown, the biggest clown on the boxing scene is Canelo, Saul, Ronald McDonald, Alvarez. This man has ruined the sport of boxing single-handedly, holding up 4 belts, not fighting the top contenders for the past 5 years. And for somehow his fans still support his clownery. I don't know how this happens. I don't know how a guy like this is supposed to be the face of boxing. But if this is the face of boxing and that face has on white and red makeup and a big-ass red clown nose. Canelo Alvarez said he needs $200 million to fight David Benavidez and $150 million to fight Terrence Crawford. Some of the biggest fights in the world, he decided to overprice himself. It doesn't get any more clown than this. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Top 10 clown for clown.